I'm David Haley. I'm a Senior Research Fellow in MIRIAD, which is the Manchester Institute for Research and Innovation in Art and Design. As a Senior Research Fellow, I still maintain some level of teaching, which I enjoy greatly. I'm also Director of Ecology in Practice, which is a research group that I set up with Professor Phil Wheater from the Faculty for Science and the Environment. So I'm very much involved now with the university's developments of sustainability. I've been also working on sort of ideas of including sustainability into the curriculum. It's a challenge that I've said over many years now as well, but actually there is no subject within the whole of the university, that's every faculty, every department, every course, there is no subject that is not connected to climate change and therefore has something to do with sustainability. I start from my personal passion, which is climate change. So I'm not looking at going into setting up a course that is about photography and saying, okay, how do we stick climate change in this? It's the other way around. We exist in a world that is becoming determined by climate change. Therefore, every subject needs to address climate change. So the question is not how do I put climate change into photography, but why isn't climate change already in photography? So therefore it starts to lead to another set of questions, which is where is climate change already in photography? How's it being used? What effects of it is it having? It's not about putting sustainability into the subject. It's already there. It's about actually understanding that it's already there and how to, if you like, develop that sensibility. I like to teach in many different ways. I still think there's a place for lectures. I quite like giving lectures, and if you like, as part of my practice, I like the business of crafting a lecture as a performance, really. So when I give a lecture, it quite often includes poetry, it would include visuals, it will include some other performative elements. I don't like to keep it just like that. It's bad news keeping people in their seats for too long. If there's any possibility of actually getting people to interact as well, then I try and encourage that. I prefer smaller situations if possible, where you can create, for instance, like a circle of chairs, which could also give rise to an area that I'm learning a lot about, which is open space technology. And the whole idea of open space technology is that people learn from themselves and learn from each other, and they are further empowered through that form of learning. So it's not about just being given facts and information, making notes and going away and learning it. It's actually about understanding what you already know. So it's a different kind of knowledge that's developed. And again, given what we're talking about here of learning sustainability, well, I see those techniques as being needed a lot more within our education system, because they promote flexible, adaptive ways of thinking and understanding, that simply a lot of tick box education just doesn't do. But the moment people actually start talking about things and start to question things, they become more aware. And the term I now use in such debates and issues is capable futures, based on the idea that actually what our species needs to learn to do is to be capable, to have the capabilities to actually meet, in particular, climate change, to be able to become resilient and to be able to adapt to climate change, as well as addressing all the carbon remediation issues and all of those as well. But within 20 years, and this comes from the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, within 20 years, the first really big effects of climate change will start to hit. So we need an education system now that actually prepares, promotes and trains students to be able to meet those challenges.
You can find more good practice exchange films and resources on our website. Visit kelp.mmu.ac.uk/good_practice. Thanks for watching.